Winning a bunch of competitions, wielding a lot of power, and making flashy game moves is not the only impressive way to play Big Brother, and it's not the only way to win. And this is why so many of us push back on the comp heaviness of Big Brother the later seasons, because it makes the fans really diminish the social aspects that go into the game and not see good gameplay for what it is. Like, I want to see the strategy, and so little of that has to do with comps. And a lot of people are really talking shit about Ashley's game and saying that she hasn't done anything. And this is because she hasn't won any comps and because the show hasn't really put enough attention on her. But Ashley takes in a lot of information. She pays attention to all of the social dynamics in the house, and then she shares information strategically framed in the way that will make people convinced to do what she wants to happen in the house. She's of course not always successful. You're never going to be successful 100% of the time, but she's not just like sitting around doing nothing. She is strategizing. She is strategically sharing her information so that the house rolls in the way that she wants it to roll. To me, the most impressive gameplay is not one that requires a bunch of comp wins, because if you are required to win comps over and over and over again in order to stay in the house, then your social game might not be that great. And I do like a well-rounded player, but I am more impressed by someone who never gets to actually wield real power and still is able to get the house to do what they want. Being able to manipulate the house in that way is so much more impressive than winning comps and getting the house to vote out people because you put them on the block. That's why Rachel's gameplay this season is way more impressive to me than the game she played that she won in season 13. This is why Keanu's gameplay, not the most impressive to me, because he's having to win a bunch in order to stay in the house, and his social strategy hasn't been good enough to keep him in the game otherwise. Don't get me wrong, there are plenty of players that I have loved who had bad game sense, and players that I hated who had good game sense, just based off their personalities. I'm not saying you have to like or dislike any particular person's personality, but I just wish that more viewers would take in all of the different factors that play into Big Brother when they are deciding whether or not someone is playing a good game, despite how they feel about them personally.